I came to Paarl in 1969. That was a post in the library. I opened the Drakenstein Public Library. It was the first library in Paarl for coloureds. Before that, these people from Paarl had to go to Wellington to go and belong to a library there, because they weren't allowed to belong to a library, a white library here in Paarl. From time to time, when we went to town and we came back, you would find the police following us, thinking that this is a non-white with a white person in a car. Where are they going to now? And then, of course, after being married to her, whenever we go to restaurants or so, people will stare at us, thinking, of course, but why do you have this odd couple, a non-white with a white lady, you see, and to think that they, and I think I had to explain to the police one day that she's non-white, and they were surprised. They said, no, but you're lying. She can't be non-white, she's a white person, that type of thing. And then, of course, later on, having children, having to drive past facilities like the sea in the Strand, I'll always remember this with the notice there, this Strand is for whites only. And the children, my children, seeing the sea, wanting to go and swim or wanting to go play. And then I telling them, but you can't go there. Then John would ask me, but Dad, why not? I said, no, that's for whites. And he would say, but I'm also white. Why can't I go play there? And it's a strange situation that you find yourself in. My wife, they were in Paarl East. And I had to, when we got married, I had to take her, say, once a quarter. I had to drive her up to southern Paarl, where they stayed. I had to drive past their house, just to have a glimpse at the house, and then we could go again. And I don't think people knew what they did to our people here. Just shifting them out, throwing them out of their houses, and expecting them that they should go wherever the government wants them to go, and then be happy wherever they find themselves. Us belonging to the Bethel Congregational Church, when I came here, they were thrown out of their church, and the church is standing there today still, in Rose Street, Temple Street. They were simply just told to go. At that time, Reverend Thorne came to our congregation. He was the first black priest that came to our congregation, the first black minister. You find a minister that had to take the congregation through that period where they were thrown out. They had to go to Paarl East, and then, of course, they had to start building a new church, and a hall, and a manse, etc. And that was, I really admire him for that he did that. There was a time when the police really clamped down on people at UWC, the rector, and then they'll put them back, and then they'll simply swoop. On the evening, they would swoop people. The next morning, you would hear, this one was taken, that one was taken, that one was taken. And with the result that Prof. Van der Ross had to come to Paarl to come and see the people here. Yeah, it's because they were held here in Paulsmoor. No, Paulsmoor, Drakenstein. They were Nelson Mandela was held. They were held there. We had to take our papers or notes, because some of our students were also there. So we had to take the notes to the students and explain to them some stuff there. But you explain it to them where you do find police surrounding you. You see wardens standing there listening to every word that you're speaking. And then they were allowed to write within the facility also. Man, Paarl, we had riots here in Paarl. We had a walk from our church. It was a major walk. And I still took my daughter along to the police. Yes, we went down to the police station. And to hand over some memorandum, but we were led by Desmond Tutu and Jake Scherwell and those guys. They were all here. They walked right in front and we at the back. It was a major march, really, I can assure you. That it was. And do you know, being part of this whole process, people singing while you're marching, people singing freedom songs. And that really built up something in you. It built up. And when we came near to the police station, we saw a few Caspers standing there. But you were so drummed up by that time. You just thought to myself, to hell with the Caspers. We walked through the bloody Caspers, man. That's that freedom song. But luckily it never came because my daughter was with me. It never came to that point. But we were able to hand over the memorandum, and then from there we came back again. Yeah, that was Paarl. But otherwise, here in Paarl, our church, the day with the death of our Reverend Mart, A.B. Mart, he was an activist. He was a real activist. Now nobody knew about it, but many a pamphlet were rolled off in the church. Nobody expected it because it was done. People simply came to church and then they did different pamphlets. We, on the other hand, at the finance committee, we queried this, but why do we have such a lot of copies being made? And so we weren't aware what was going on at night at the church. And the day with his funeral, one guy said he wants to thank the church for all the papers that he used for all the pamphlets. But that was how Reverend Mart were able to assist them. Then I suppose it's a matter of removing the restrictions of apartheid. You see, unfortunately, give a Wood his due. His plan of shoving people into compartments. And then, as a result of that, you go to a particular school. And as a result of that, you go to a particular work. And it's going to take a lot. My children's children might grow up without it, where you do find Model C schools where people of color go to now. But it's going to take a hell of a long time before we can really say that we've forgotten about apartheid.